Alright guys, today I wanted to show you 3 of my favorite spots here on Timbergold Trails. I've had some pretty good luck at them, so I wanted to show you where they're at. The first one is just right in front of me here at this tree stand. We'll go ahead and hop in to get the exact coordinates. It's pretty good normally for mule deer and Rocky Mountain elk, and almost always as we get a mule deer doe call. There are grizzly bear in this area as well. So whether or not you see one is a matter of it just wandering past, but almost every time I hunt here I'll at least hear one. So we'll see if we can call in that mule deer doe. We'll do a bit of hunting from every spot just to see what shows up. There's another, I think, mule deer across the water here. Yeah, so we've got 2 mule deer doe in the area. So we'll do some calling and see what shows up. Alright, so we've got a Rocky Mountain elk bugling right beside us. Not a bad sized bull. So he got here well before the mule deer does, so we have the opportunity to take him without the does spooking. So he's down. The does are still coming in. I heard a cow elk as well. I thought I just heard a footstep. Yeah, so she might be coming in too. There's a couple of them actually. So if one of them stops, we'll see if we can get them both. Alright, 2 down. Mule deer does still have no idea. In fact, one I think is leaving. Give another call in case. And we'll go back to trying to get this Rocky Mountain elk cow. There's another one that I hadn't even seen. So the only thing that I expected to see or hear that I haven't yet is a grizzly bear. And sometimes there aren't any here, but more often than not there are. The outro for all my videos was recorded just by the water here. As that elk goes down, just over there is where the blonde bear in the outro was, and that was right on spawning at this tent that's right over there. So we'll try to get this mule deer and probably the other one, and then we'll move on to the next spot. Let her get through that bush, or just stop right inside it, that's fine. Didn't make a great shot, but we have the 300 for that. Unless she manages to escape into the brush. But that's fine. We'll track her down and then move on to the next spot after we pick up these elk. We'll get a look at what this biggest one scored. Well, the only male that we killed. 313, not too bad. Get our other 2 elk. That's the mule deer. Back here, was it? I forget where our other elk was. Did I pick it up already? There it is. Okay. So we made a long shot on the mule deer, so we'll track her down and then move on to the next location. Alright, so I believe this is our dead mule deer doe. I did hear a grizzly bear on my way up here, so they are around. Still in render of the tent when I heard it. So there's our mule deer doe. Our next spot is not far from here at all. In fact, it's in rendered right now. It's this tower, so we're going to head over there. We'll have to sneak over because it's usually a pretty good spot for mule deer as well as the Rocky Mountain elk. Alright, so we're just crawling up to this tower because we've got a Rocky Mountain elk out here in the field, and we got a call from a mule deer buck. It looks like there's a Rocky Mountain cow there and another bull here that I hadn't even seen. He's right in front of us. Actually bigger than the one that I was looking at. So we'll try to crawl in here quickly before we get busted. have to scoot forward and take a risk here, I think, otherwise we'll just get busted on the ground. It's gonna be close, actually. Didn't realize they were this close to the tower when I started calling. Pretty much just gonna have to shoot straight away, I think, too. So the big guy spotted us, but we got up in the tower, so I think we're okay. So we're gonna take our shot on him. So that sent the females and the other male fleeing. I'm hoping the mule deer buck won't spook. Actually, I see him. Or I see a mule deer. That's a doe. But we'll keep calling and see if that buck shows up as well. There he is, actually. He's up to the right. And he's not a bad one. 170 to 195, so we'll be calling him in as well as that doe. Okay, so the buck and the doe are getting close. The buck is at 30 meters. Let's see if we can take him from there without the doe spooking. Looks like we managed to accomplish that. And we'll just go for the doe now. She should be around 20 meters. Good thing the pulser's so silent, she just turned instantly there. Just take her while she's standing still then. So in that amount of time, and is that a grizzly bear I see? It is. Let's see if we can get him with a 300. Him or her, I don't know, but it should kind of go into a clearing here. It's a male. So when it enters this clearing, we're going to take our shot. Should have been a good hit. Put up a follow-up shot just in case. Think that took him down. Put a dot out there just in case. We'll claim what we got here. What I was about to say was, in that amount of time, we've killed, I think, 8 animals. So clearly just sitting in these spots for not long at all. And getting some pretty decent kills. 293 bull elk. Got our mule deer doe here. As well as the buck, who I think is going to score pretty decently. 182, that's not too bad. And we'll run out here and see if we did indeed get that grizzly bear. I think we should have. The first shot was probably single lung, unless it was a bit forward. And the second shot, I did think I saw him go down, but I could have been wrong about that. We'll be able to see in just a moment. I'm not seeing him yet. Oh yeah, there he is. So he's down. So that should be 8 or 9 kills. We missed once with the pulsar, so that should have been 8 kills with the pulsar, and a 9th one here with the 300. So in those 2 spots, we've been in this game for 21 minutes, and at least 5 has been switching spots and doing the intro. So that's not bad for sure. 21 scoring grizzly bear, that's not too bad. So we had intestine stomach. I don't know how it got back that far in that first shot, but we hit the spine on the second shot. That's why I thought he went down, but it looked weird. So we'll move on to the last spot, which is over here at this tent, so we'll have to fast travel. This spot's usually pretty good for mule deer. The occasional buck spawns right in front of you. That kind of scared me. Let's see if we can crawl over to the tree stand without spooking him. I was going to say the occasional Rocky Mountain elk will happen through, but generally it's just mule deer here. There's a tower close by that I like as well for this area, but I'm going to get in the tree stand since this mule deer is so close. Alright, so we made it in the tree stand. and the mule deer buck that we had right in front of us is coming in. So yeah, this is a pretty good spot for mule deer. I want to show you the tower as well, because you can get a really good view from there. But we'll wait till this mule deer buck comes in for us to take a shot. We've got one arrow left in the pulsar, so I have to make sure we don't miss this shot. The tower you can almost see from here, but I don't think you can. So our mule deer buck's coming in. We'll get the pulsar ready. We'll have to see what he's going to do, whether he'll walk around this brush in front of us or stop there. That should be around 20-25 meters. So he's down, and we'll go pick up this mule deer. And then I want to show you that tower, as I said, because it's got a really nice view. And the first time I was in it, after being constructed, I had 2 groups of mule deer bucks walk past within 5 minutes. So, this area being so good for mule deer, if you're a fan of mule deer like I am, I think it'd be worth putting a deployable tower here, as we get a call from a mule deer doe. So we might actually get back in the tree stand and wait for her. No, we'll just head over to the tower now. So I was halfway to the tower, and we got a mule deer buck run from across the tower. And now there's a couple of mule deer does around. Let's see if we can get some of them. There's the mule deer buck running again. I don't know if we can get in that tree stand again. Now there's a mule deer buck on the tower as well. So as I said, this place for mule deer is one of the best in the map, if not the best. Trying to just not spook anything right now. We did just send that one running, but that really shouldn't affect anything. We'll hop up in the tree stand, and maybe we'll just wait there for a little longer this time. Alright, so the buck we heard across the water is not a bad one, 170 to 200 score estimate, and he's pretty much in bow range. So we'll get ready to take him out. I haven't seen the one that called from pretty much right where the deployable tower is. But when we get eyes on him, we'll see what he looks like. Let's take our shot on this guy. So he's down. Got a grunt from over there, so that buck should be coming in. We're going to hop down, see if we can see yet. Now he's still in the trees, so we'll pick this buck up. And then get back in the stand and wait for the one that's coming from over there. Definitely want to stay low and not spook anything. We'll see what this guy's going to score. Got a pretty major deduction there on his back tines, 179. So back in the stand we go to wait for that other buck. Alright, so the mule deer buck we have coming from over by the tower is an absolute monster, 210 to 235 score estimate. And I think if you didn't have these shorter tines, although they are even, so it won't be much of a deduction. You can see the other one right there. He'd be upwards of 230, I think, but he's probably going to be in the 220s, based on what I'm seeing. But this is why I like mule deer hunting, because when you find these huge bucks like this, I don't really think there's anything else in the game that just looks more amazing, at least to me. But yeah, this might be my new favorite spot out of the 3. It was the tree stand we started in. That happened to be the one I got the non-typical in back in October. That video was just last week. But we've killed hopefully 2 nice ones out of this stand, assuming this one goes well. And I've had some pretty good encounters here prior to this as well. I'd take this guy with my recurve if I had it. Okay, he definitely just seemed alerted, and I really don't want to take the risk. So we're going to throw a scent eliminator on quickly. I saw him like throw his head around, which looked weird. Definitely don't want him spotting us up here, or smelling us. Yeah, he's got an absolutely massive frame, but he doesn't have perfect tines, which is why I think his score estimate doesn't go to the max. Can't seem to get a range on him because he's kind of straight behind us. It's kind of a cool sight to see him right by that tent. So we'll get the pulsar ready. I don't know when we're going to get a shot because of the angle we have here. Have him grunting right beside us, that's crazy. Apparently I took the 5-pin sight off, I didn't know I did that. Alright, so this is probably going to be our opportunity directly underneath us. Alright, so that should have been a single lung shot. I didn't want him to be there very long in case he spooked. So, trying to watch where he goes. Right out there. So we'll go track him down. Actually, what we'll do first is I'll show you the view from that tower. By now we kind of messed up the area for hunting it, but we'll take a look at what you can see from there, and then we'll go recover that buck. Alright, so we're in the tower, and I'll get you the coordinates quickly. So this is pretty much where that big mule deer buck just came from. So you can see pretty far out this way, out to around 160 meters. You can see not much this way, but you can pretty much have access the whole way over. It's not like here where the animals out of render or animals in render really can't get to you. Out to here, you can see to render and further. So it's just a really nice spot. It's just a good place for mule deer, as I think we've already proven. So that's why I have the tree stand and the tent over there. I like to hunt mule deer from here better because I can see so well. The 2 herds of mule deer bucks that I talked about earlier, as we actually get a call from another one, I'm not going to ID that because I don't know if they fixed the tracking or not. But I'll give a call, and we'll slip out of here and go track that other buck. What I was going to say was the 2 herds of mule deer buck that I had go through here, I spooked one and was able to take the biggest of both groups just with a reverse draw crossbow at 100 meters, specifically because I could see that far out of that spot. But anyway, we're going to go track down this buck, and we'll see if the one that just called happens to be in the area when we get done. Heading up here to track the mule deer buck, and there's a mule deer doe standing right here. Let's take her out while we're here. And keep moving. Yeah, if you haven't been persuaded yet, hopefully you're starting to see that this is a really good spot for mule deer. As I said, I really like them, especially finding big ones like the one we just saw. But pretty much all mule deer are pretty cool, and I think the fact that I was a guest for so long is part of that. That was back when mule deer were the free animal to hunt, but we'll get back to tracking this guy. He shouldn't be much further than the dot since he had already run a solid 7,500 meters by the time he got to there and we made a single lung shot, but that should be that other doe we just heard. I wasn't concerned about it. Alright, I see the blue cone of our mule deer buck just up ahead. Not too bad of a track. He pretty much ran in a straight line, but I'm excited to see what he's going to score. He's definitely a really nice one. So let's find out. 227, what a monster. Alright, so I think that's a pretty cool way to end this video with this tank of a mule deer. So hopefully you guys found this useful, and if you were looking for a place to set up some equipment, hopefully you can use those coordinates, and hopefully you can get similar if not better results than these. So with that, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and I'll see you in the next one.